Hi. All right. Um, I've got to try and explain something to you uh, that you and really nobody else understands. Most of the problems come between people and whatever uh, when you focus on the wrong thing. Actually, the first thing is I can't believe how slowly I come up with even the simplest strategies in the business. And it could take days. And you look back and you think, fuck, how simple was that? But yet, as humans, we all think, should be able to get it just like that. And that's how we condition ourselves. Yeah, got it, yeah. And look at the effort I go to explain things to you. And you sit there thinking, oh, you think I'm stupid or something. No, I just know how long it takes and how difficult it can be, even with what I would consider to be a simple thing. It just takes some time to explain it. Okay? Now, the problem is that if I mention a few words, you'll start forming some sort of thing in your mind, some sort of picture, and then chances are you'll actually focus on the wrong thing. Now I say this, I learnt this with doing the accounting. I learnt that people focus on, they look at it, they look at this, they come across this double entry accounting system with debits and credits, and why is it such a confusing recording system? And that's what they've stayed fixated on the whole time. You can't break it away from them. What they don't see, and this is what my track style does, is you don't think about the way it's recorded. It's done that way to make checking easier. And with anything in accounting, when you look at it from a checking point of view, it suddenly becomes, oh, I can see that's easy, yeah, right? But all the way through it, people look at it, oh, why is it so difficult to record it? You know, why can't you just do this? And I can't get over that hump. Okay, that's why where I learnt, yeah, we all focus on the wrong thing. And it's so easy to do. And when you learn that, you suddenly start viewing the world a little bit differently. Now, I've only got to mention the word gypsy to you. And Bob loves gypsies. You know, yeah, he loves. And really, you're focused on not what I'm talking about. You see, I don't have anything to do with Aboriginals here, simply because they put the bite on you for money. That's my experience with them. So I tend to steer away from them. Doesn't mean I hate them or anything else like that. I steer away from them. But I can sit down and talk to any number of Australians, and I will talk all night long about how bastards Aboriginals are. All night. I've got politicians that have got a political platform based on it. Them and Muslims. Oh, Muslims. Oh, Jesus. I used to go up to Sue's mother's place, and Sue's brother-in-law, oh, he'd sit there for hours talking about fucking Muslims. And I thought, of all the things, do we need to fucking talk about? It's getting at the basic sort of, Hitler did it. You know, Hitler was just, he just knew how to rile people up, and all these radio personalities, they know how to rile people up. Whether it's true or not, doesn't matter. But they, just, oh, those bastard Muslims. And really, the white people came here in ships, shot most of the Aboriginals, took the land, and we turn around and call them bastards. I mean, really? Now, I don't know what the situation with gypsies is, nor do I fucking care, in all honesty. My whole point is, I get sick and tired of the fucking conversation. I don't want to know about it. It's a base, low-level bum. It's the sort of thing that bums talk about, if you ask me. There are other things to talk about. And that's my objection to it. And if it's the theme running through pretty much everything that I talk to you about. You know, and I got the shits with you badly because, you know, it's just this old attitude of I will never pay anything to anybody on the internet. And I was just like, why? The people try to earn an income. I mean, okay, if you don't want to pay them, don't pay them. But, you know, not this sort of attitude of, I'm sorry, I remember Phyllis. She proudly, no, I'd never pay them. Like, fuck off. You know, and I had these guys I got software from. No, it should all be free. And I looked, and these are intelligent, and he looked and he said, how do you fucking figure that? I mean, you go to work and get a job, and yet you come on the internet, and because it's linked with, it's free, everything should be free. And I look at it and think, well, no, they're just trying to get the industry started, and yeah, you need to pay for a fair bit of stuff. What's this rubbish about it all being free? You know, people work and they want to be paid for it. Like you're doing an animation, you want to get paid. And that's why people do it. They're hoping to earn money. I can't blame them. And, you know, you do stuff for free and everything. I mean, this is what I mean. It actually does damage. You think you're doing a noble thing, but it's actually doing damage. You'd be better off saying, no, fair enough, Bob, you know, how about we do it this way? If I assess there's a charge of this much, and yeah, okay, yeah, righto, let's do that. If I can't pay you, I can't pay you. But that's actually make an arrangement on pay. And then I would feel more comfortable. And we've got to, and that's why people do it. They've been doing it that way for thousands of years. Why does suddenly the internet, it's got to be free? Why? It's just rubbish. This is my theme all the way through. Why? These assumptions. Why not sit there and think, why should people work for nothing? Because it happens to be associated with the word internet. Why not associate it with new economy? And then think of economy, oh, you people go off to work for nothing? Give me more fucking money. But yeah, and then they turn around and say, oh, no, I expect you to work for nothing on the internet. Yeah, but if I go out to a factory, no, that's different. No, I've got to go into a building. Not like you, you're on the internet. You don't exist. Yeah, it's just, that's what really infuriates me. They'll even use, what are you doing, when you create a business? Oh, nothing, just sitting there, freaking done. It's so fucking easy. Everybody'd have a business, no problems, work for themselves. Right, the thing is, the truth is, it's not easy. It requires a huge amount of effort. But it's just these assumptions that people get. This is what I pursue. Just assumption after assumption after assumption. And every time I say anything, you assume that she's a girl. She's good. Girls are good, aren't they? So boys are bad. So what'd you do wrong, Bob? And I try to explain, like you, I'm fucking boring with my business. And you're boring, Bob. And you drive me mad. And I was a lot worse than you. So yeah, I can imagine I drove them. I don't walk away from that. As I said, I didn't have my finger on the finances. Sue was taking care of that. I'd gotten so out of touch with that. I'm acutely aware of it now that I'm taking care of my own. And we should have worked out. We should have sat down calmly and rationally and said, okay. As I knew, I just had no feel for it. I had no idea where we're at or what we were doing or how to do things. And I was quite happy to discuss that. But see, Sue would take the attitude of, she would listen to me and obey me, more or less. She was brought up in this old European way of obeying a husband. And I'd say to her, Sue, this is going to end badly. I don't want you to obey me. We need to talk. We need to work things out between us. Whatever you say, Bob. Yeah, look at it. Look at what I was right. I fucked up. And I was trying to say to her, no, we need to work together and try and figure out a way, which probably would have essentially been we would have stayed together and kept the family, but I'd be working much the same sort of way. It could have been that, okay, I run my own finances. And I proved over and over again, I'm quite happy to adapt and change and move with the times and do whatever to solve problems. But I was up against, Sue went into our marriage saying, I never want to change my husband like my aunties did. They changed their husband. Yeah, so it's got locked into this stupid thought that it wasn't practical. That'd be like going into a business and saying, I don't want to change the business. Well, yeah, if something's wrong, you've got to fix it. Can you see? But and then even this morning, you say, you sure it wasn't you doing all this? Where is the fucking evidence between you and me? And I say over and over, no, just I try to lift it up a little bit, but slow down. Don't assume that I'm thinking one way about you fucking gypsies when I'm not. I really just, above all, they could be the greatest cunts that ever lived. If people tell me that Muslims are the greatest cunts that ever lived, I frankly think that Westerners are the greatest cunts that ever lived. In all honesty, we just go and kill people and blame everybody else. That's the truth. That's really what I think. But I try. But the whole point is, no, I'm not interested in the conversation. I joke about it. Yeah, you gypsies. Yeah, I joke. As I said, we've got Aboriginals here. I don't have anything to do with them, but I don't hate them and I don't put them down. But other people do, and they're probably no better or no worse than your gypsies. Frankly, as I said, I think we're the white people are the bad ones. But that's what happens, and so you hear, like I said, what was the fucking huge flare up? I was really just saying, do you need to fucking slag the guys up because you're coming across like, oh, I just won't pay him. I'm like, oh, well, fuck you then. Use your services, and then I mean, use your services. Don't pay him, but don't sort of give everybody the idea it's a load of shit. And a lot of it probably is. A lot of it's just, look, you could end up doing exactly what they're doing, trying to do a better video. If your animation doesn't sell or you can't, you might end up, and that's what they're saying, starving artist. They all had an idea to, put an animation together and do what you're doing. Probably thousands of them. Okay? So, yeah, that could be you in the future. So, maybe something would be better is when you're actually looking at these videos, you've probably blown it now because you've let it go so late. But I used that experience, and I'd sort of keep a mental note, and you can actually probably write it down. You sort of, as you're looking through a video, you'd probably think, oh, I would prefer that. Okay, oh, that was good, but why didn't he say this or that? And you jot it down, I think, because you never know. You might get to doing a video later on. And unfortunately now, when you come back to it, you'll have forgotten. And what happens, when you'll probably go, oh, I can fucking use that, and you get all that anger. Instead of doing what I do, and I think, that would have been better if he'd done this and done that. And that's how I put my first web page together. And it wasn't just with accounting software, it was other things. I thought, that's how I felt. That's what I just had this overwhelming feeling of there's one part there where I said, why don't they just ask me to write down my problem as best as I can? And I actually put those words on the web page, and you would not believe how many people wrote to us saying, I love them. I actually did, as I suggested. Right. And they looked and thought, yeah, okay, good. I won't take it. I won't be hanging on the phone. And they typed out their questions. So when Sue called them back, she had an idea what they were talking about. And they were pretty contorted sort of questions. They always were. But that was because when I had a similar experience myself, I thought, it was about a router, that's what it was. I was having problems with the router. I didn't even know where to fucking begin. So I didn't actually want to be talking to somebody when I'm like this, what the fuck's the problem with it? And that's why I thought it would be better, and as I'm going through all of this, it would be better if they said, just write it out the best you can. And then they go, yeah, okay. Yeah, and then I would have sorted, at least framed the question up a bit, and they would have been prepared for it. Yeah, just write it out as best you can. which you normally get on things these days. You know, when you go to help, you know, you write it out. You know, what's your question? But this one was, yeah, we'll get back to you later on. That was how I set the business up. That's what I copied, my own experience. The whole Friendly Club was based on how I felt when I was giving up alcohol through all that shit. You know, I'm coming out of it now, but it was a horrible time. The separation is a horrible time. But I wanted to, I had to cut down my alcohol, and I wanted to share Sunday lunch with somebody. I had a very strong urge to do it, to share that Sunday lunch with. Now, because I'm used to, this is how I create businesses, I sort of kept a mental record of it. And now I'm just copying down my thoughts. It only happened recently, so it's pretty easy to remember. It was, as I said before, it was the same with the business, but that would be a better approach even. And, you know, then you'd be saying things like to me, yeah, I think I've noticed, Bob, you know, this and that. Yeah, maybe if I went that way, I've just noticed, you know, I've been keeping a record of that, just in case I ever have to, you know, you have to do it yourself. It would have been a brilliant idea. And then you would have you could have gone through and done that. You could have set up a whole site of helping blender people. And probably based on your experience and your needs, people would say, that's what we want. Now, because now you've forgotten it all, 700 different fucking things that you've had to do. You've forgotten probably, actually, you have to sort of do it at the time. This is how I feel right now. And chances are that a certain percentage of the market will feel exactly the same, have exactly the same thought as you. Yeah, but that's how you put a business together. But you don't, can you see what I'm saying? You're focused on something else. Start thinking as an entrepreneur. You might just go back into the workplace and forget the whole thing. Then again, you might be looking for something to do a little bit further down the track and you think, thank God I've got all these notes here. Yeah, okay, that's right. And then you'll know how to present or something. You might say, oh, Bob, can we do this track style? You know, I've got this idea. How, you know, if I tell you this and that, can we do a track? Oh, yeah. That way you can see it on your phone and whatever. Oh, nice. Yeah. See, you get in a perfect position. You can set up a business with me, but I bet you've forgotten half of it. Yeah, because you're trying to fucking fix your problem. Yeah, which makes sense. But that's, I would probably I could probably do it better than you because I would feel it there and then. But I mean, a blender, I'd say, would be a perfect opportunity. And it goes in your phone. The track style looks great. Yeah, but that way, right there, if you're saying all these things are wrong, you're not saying, gee, this could be an opportunity, Bob, because really Blender's the only one that really seems to do everything. I said, it's not something I want to do in a hurry, but there's another business. Is that you, Stumpy? Yes, score can be full. Yeah, I see, that's different. So I usually tend to do things that are a bit different. Here, come on, in you come. Yeah, what are you looking for? Oh, you like coming in your own holes now, don't you? You're like, oh, the fucking holes you've made. A little bumhole. Yeah, the first one was about, well, it's a pigeon. Have they got food? What are you squawking at the pigeons for? They're not hurting you. Yeah. Yeah, so that would set you apart, you know, as you have an experience, any experience, and yeah, chances are, if you're feeling that way, someone else will be feeling that way. But see, typically what happens is people do an accounting course, have the same experience that everybody else has, then they become accountants, and after a couple of years they think, let's write a textbook, and they have lost touch with everything they were thinking at the time. Now the case in point of that was, I thought, I gave the first thing I gave you on accounting, you didn't understand a word of it. And that's because I thought it was so clear, so easy, And the only way I could get you to understand was go back to how it occurred to me at the very first, and then you understood it. You see what I'm saying? Something changes in time. So, and that's why nobody can understand them, because they end up copying a copy, whereas I tend to do things at the time, when it's current in my mind. All right? And so right now, you could be actually working out a style, even if you never use it. Just jot it down somewhere, and actually put down the thoughts that you had about Blender, or about what did you this I need this. That's not there. It doesn't matter where I look, it's not there. It's not here, it's not there. And then design a product that answers the question. You're actually sitting on the training seems to be the gold mine with Blender. Yeah, I mean it's I could probably if I could do all these things and I might do it with you. And just say, right, boom, how do I, this is what I'm finding. I'll just do an animation. And you'll say, no, blah, 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 okay. And I can tell you, and we can, like, I'm not interested in doing the animation, but I could be interested in doing the bloody thing for it, because it looks so good on a phone. You just go down, 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 scroll down. Yeah, got it. Yeah. And, yeah, but anyway, and accounting is probably not as hard as that. I don't know, it could be harder. But it was perplexing. But yeah, as I'd say, the chances are, you can test this yourself, to see think about your focus, where you're focused on, and how that's got a grip on your mind. And I should have been looking at that feeling, you know what I mean? Oh, fuck. Because if so, and you're quite bad at it, you get locked on it, on the wrong thing. And that's why you kept thinking I was talking about the fact that you'd paid. You were locked. You were just so crammed, locked on it. I couldn't wedge you off it, because you're probably in fear or nervous or pissed off or something, and it gets clamps on your mind. And I couldn't get you off it, and you were fucking flying at me. Oh, fuck it. So I'm just so flexible now. I think, okay, it's not that. Oh, here it is here. Yeah. And I just do it. I don't even realise I'm doing it anymore. What was that thing that how to, because I had it in mind. I thought, I was having trouble, I'd tell people in the room about my idea, and they were sort of lukewarm to it and didn't say anything. And I thought, oh God, this is, an Asian's gone, she's not around. I thought even if she was, she'd probably lie to me. I didn't trust her. And, and that's just using them, advertising, and they've got a real live girl. And then, this is probably not quite the same as, well, it could be the same as focusing, I suppose. But that, it's one way of doing it. You've got a real live person, you run a test campaign and get feedback from from Asian, say, from Indy. Okay, I get feedback from her, how many people contacted her, what age they were, And then I thought, now why don't I trust Boomba more than I trust Indy? Why don't I set Boomba up and send it to her Skype? And I thought that way for an hour or so. And then I thought, wait a minute, why don't I just make a false Skype account? Actually, it probably took half a day or a day to come up with that. I mean, it's a pretty simple thought, isn't it? Okay, you don't think that's going to work, so you'll try Boom. No, Boom doesn't want to do it. So do a fake one. Okay. Yeah, right, so it would at least build confidence. If I got someone or got a few, I could then go to somebody and say, look, this is their age, because they'd leave their Skype address and go and have a look at their profile, see how old they are, see what they were like, or see what they said. Yeah, okay, just don't get back to it, who cares? They'll forget it anyway, right? But I could say to them, okay, we've got, this much, and these sort of people, and then they might be interested. I think I've got a lot of interest. And I go, oh, okay. Or at least I'm more confident about selling it. But right now, can they do it? will I get customers? There's too many unknowns, and people just say, oh, fuck, I forget it, too hard. So if I get it down to just, okay, so you can get the customers, they're about this age, that sort of thing, and they want, this is a service you're offering. Can I do it? Maybe, I don't know. But can you see how, this is why I talk about speed, you know, look, that thought might have come to me in an instant, but these days, because I have so many thoughts, you know, a day is quick enough for me. So, that's why I don't, you know, I was assuming that it had to be done one way. Truth is, it didn't have to be done that way at all, does it? It can be done another way. So my brain isn't focused on, I have to do it. It used to be, I was like, it's determination. Yeah, but now I'm just much more supple, more just relaxed, and that's, you know, so when you know, like this morning you were even talking about gypsies. I knew what you're getting at, what you're driving at, you know, that I forbid you to talk about them. Sort of thing. I'm really saying I don't want to discuss the subject. Is that the same as forbidding you from talking about it? I just really, that Muslims or any sort of racial sort of conversations, I really just don't want to talk about it. You know, I'm not saying that you're a good person, bad person, or any other fucking, I just don't want to know about it. I never did, even before racism became fashionable. I mean, it just used to bore me. My brother-in-law sits there and just fucking pulling hair out of me. I don't want to listen to it. You know, it's just, they haven't done anything to you personally. And he's sitting there, and it's all coming from the radio. And they're just trying to hype him up. It'll be the same as talking about Russians or fucking Chinese. It's just, honestly, we've got it in Sydney Harbour. We've got a fort called Fort Denison, made out of stone with, you know, cannons. It was built in about 1800. And they put cannons out there. Why? Because the fucking Russians were coming, weren't they? And here we are, all these years later, we still hate the fucking Russians. I don't ever know any. And I don't see them invading anybody. There's somebody fucking causing shit about them. Okay? Oh, you probably know them better than you. I don't know. I mean, you guys are really trying to provoke them. You're putting missiles on your fucking land, you know. I'll come for you, don't worry about it. Yeah, but yeah, that's oh, Russians are bad. Yeah, Fort Denison it's called. You know, stones and cannons. You know, you put the ball in the gunpowder and something, boom. You blow the sailing ships out of the water. They don't use sailing ships anymore. That's how long it's been going on. And I listen to, oh fuck, just forget it. That's really. Yeah, I'm sure gypsies are arseholes, I'm sure Aboriginals are arseholes, I'm sure fucking, you know, I could talk about Romanians. You know, the only experience we've had with Romanians here in Grafton was, there was one that a few years back, she was following everybody and getting their PIN as they put their key card, their bank card in. Oh, she's doing something like that, and then she was stealing the key card, yeah. So I could say, oh, Romanians are they're a dirty, filthy lot, that lot. Huh. It was just one of them, I don't know. Could have been a gypsy, I wouldn't have a fucking clue. I just knew you at the time and thought, oh, I happen to know a Romanian. Yeah, but yeah, they caught her. Yeah, that's what she was doing. Yeah, stealing key cards. Yeah, but I wouldn't judge all Romanians on that one person, you know what I mean? It's just happened. A lot of bloody Australians that do worse things than that. But yeah, you get in a group of people and I just focus on that. I just think, boring conversation. Think of something else to talk about. You know, and it's just the same as, you know, when you're talking about, I'd only pay Blender. Think of something, look at it a different way, you know. Maybe pinch my ideas, steal my ideas, you know. Wonder if I did take a note of that, it'd be different, wouldn't it? That's not what everybody else would say, because everybody else follows everybody else. Look at them. Nobody gets it. Yeah, but if you actually took note of what you're doing at the time, you go, right. It's funny, because when I was at Nice, I was only thinking this the other day when I was filling out my doll thing. And one of the few things I remember from these, I never actually practiced it, but I always thought of it. We're talking about how, I was cold calling people. And I was told the class this. And there was this one girl there, a woman, whatever, she was a photographer actually. She said, when you get to doing this, Bob, why don't you just you ring up and you say, oh, I'm checking out your webpage here. And I listened to it, and I'm really looking back at it. What she was saying was, don't get a list and just race through it, which is what I ended up doing actually. I focused entirely on it. She said, no, actually, and I could have done this, go through all the business, and look at the web page, look at each business, slow down a bit, and it's, I've been looking at your web page, you look like you would have an accounting program, and right, to see what I was like, yeah, hi, blah, 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 okay, bye. That's how she came up with a different way of looking at it, and I still remember it to this day, and I thought, it was, that was good. But she didn't look at it the same way. So what she was really saying is, just don't do it the same way as everybody else. Spend a bit of time. If it's a business customer, there are web pages, there are all sorts of sites now, that you can actually study it a little bit. I tried doing it. I just still not arguing the whole fucking time. So I couldn't do it. But yeah, you just study it and think, yeah, okay. Looks like you're a smallish sort of business. Have you got a software? Have you got an accounting? No, we haven't got one yet. Okay. Yeah, but you look like a pretty modern business, pretty out-switched. Why not? And I really could have generated a lot of interest had I actually slowed down and thought about her idea. But Sue was too busy fighting and arguing the whole time. I'm serious, just like I was carrying on. That's what it was like all the time. Drives you fucking mad, doesn't it? Absolutely fucking. And in the end, you get to the point of, just give me the box of sleep. I can't handle this anymore. Then she goes to the cops, lies to them, and they put a slap an AVO on me. It's like, you imagine putting up with that for 5 years, and then I go, oh, bloody Romania. It's just, she really just, and tell some sort of lie and bullshit, and you go, oh, fuck. That's how I felt. Yeah. So, but I mean, slow down a bit, and actually, and I think, yeah, that way. See, if you were going through this, even if, and I should have actually mentioned this to you earlier, but it's not too late now. But yeah, as you're going through, just keep a note, even a notepad or something like that. Just little things about each thing you've learned. You'll get it, and then find what thing you felt you should have had to make it quicker or something, and then you might, and then you go, oh, okay. You see what I'm saying? You're sort of teaching as you're learning. Yeah, that's what you're doing. But if you were to go and have another 3 or 4 years off and then come back and try and nobody be able to understand what you're talking about, because it's not actually what you're thinking when you're doing it. It's what you think they need, and that's what happens with accounting. Yeah, it's not you learning. So I learned accounting as I was writing it. I still do it. I quite enjoy it. As I said, the friendly club is what I think I needed for a brief period of time. If I was to look at what I need now, it's not that. I don't know what I need now, but I mean, it's. Can you see what I'm driving at? You're pretty much 24/7 thinking about, what do I need now? What would solve my problem? Can I sell that? Does it cost much to do? And am I likely to make any money out of it? It's that you can do online, basically. That's. Can you see why I'm excited about it? It's just. But you actually have to be aware of what you need and your experience right then, and then go, oh, hang on, shit, that'd be good. And once you start doing it, it's easy to do. You think, we sort of did it with, send me some pictures and, Stumpy and the garden and all that sort of thing, and the area you live in and that sort of thing, shoe shop, which I still haven't shown you. Yeah. Well, I have shown you the shoes, and I can't remember. Yeah. So that's. Yeah, it just and it makes for. And then there's no guarantee that. So you're only doing what you think children will like. That's how most people do it. The way I do it is, this is my experience, and then you could say, things like, Bob, I could use this. Would you use this? And I might go, fuck, that's not a bad idea, Bob. Yeah, I probably could actually. And you go, okay. And there's your business opportunity. And somehow you market it and that sort of thing, and find out whether people are interested, and you work it up from there. But that's how you do it. Yeah, some little problem, and you're having problems all the time. You probably, and you wouldn't even be aware of them. But so the way you're thinking about it, it's like everybody else at the moment. You're still in the old world. Yeah, but once you make the flip over, then you start looking at, okay, I've got this problem. I wonder whether, and you could test it with me. Or it might be just a women's, a thing that chicks have, But that would be more interesting. But yeah, you wouldn't be saying, this will make $1 million or anything else like that. No, it's just like, it'd be just interesting to see how this goes. Like the Friendly Club. I don't know whether it's going to make any fucking money or not. I don't know whether anything I'm going to do is going to make anything. Who knows? Well, I'm just a bit curious now to see whether, whether it does work, whether it does take. And I've just got this sort of whole thing, I can do it, with the fake Skype account. I can do it without talking to the girls at all. I can just work out with the customers. I can run an ad, and I can use what's it called, Hot Frog or whatever, the heat maps. See what they click on, see where they go, see how far down they scroll, see if they look at other pages, which pages do they look at, what areas are they interested in, and that'll just sort of tell me something. It usually does. You go, okay, get that. That's how I say it's just more interesting. But whether I'm going to be able to buy a house and a car, I've got no idea. I'm not even that far. I don't even think that way. I'm just there's startups. Just getting all 3 ready. 2 of them I'm going to run with, while I keep working on the other one. But can you see the difference? There's not a lot of stress either that way. You just sort of think, yeah, fair enough. I haven't got anything like the stress you've got on you. But that's what I'm driving at. Sort of slow down a bit. It takes a while for you to understand what he means about gypsies, and then he's not forbidding you from talking about it. It's just, I don't want it, just talk about it. Do I have to fucking read it? I just don't want to know about them. It's just like I don't talk to you about Aboriginals. I don't want to tell you about them. I don't want to talk about them. And it's just, it's really like old men bum talk. Fucking abos, fucking good. I don't want to be like that. And these guys are younger than me. No, I don't want to be like that at all. Half a stubble of beer growing, mumble. That's how they talk. No, don't want to be it. That's why I stay away from it. I just sort of, I'd rather, what can you do with Blender? That I just make a note. It's going to add 27 seconds to, or 30 seconds to whatever it is you did. You just make an I felt sort of, and then you come back later and you go to your notes and go, that's right, that's how I felt with that. And you'll be thinking, fuck, I wish I'd written it down for all the other things. Yeah. But even if you were to do it at this stage, you might start noticing a trend of things that you're actually looking for. And it may or may not be what other people want. Okay? But it could be, for a certain percentage. And at least, so the way I always liked it was, well, at least it would have worked on me. And I'm guessing that, I'm not exact. I might be different in many respects to everybody else, but in some respects I'm the same as a certain segment of the market. As at least I could be firm about something. Yeah, that's what I would have liked. You know, I can say this about the Friendly Club. That's what I would have liked at a stage. Yeah, I would have liked to have actually had Sunday lunch with somebody. Um, I think Asian wanted to have an orgy. She wanted to have a room in afterwards. And I would have been in that too. But I just really wanted to just have a chat with her. But see, that's the part of the problem there. Which is just she's flitty all over the place. And this requires full attention, you know. You're right there with them. But I noticed that guys are getting sick of it. We're all getting sick of the bludging, the begging. It's getting worse. They're all begging for money. And I was talking to Vella, who's an older woman, and you know, we sort of clown around a bit in the rooms together. She PM'd me the other day. Oh, blah, blah. And then she said, "Oh, can you give me 1,000? Curious?" Oh, I said, "You're kidding, aren't you?" She said, 1,000 pesos, $20. I said, "You're still kidding, aren't you?" I haven't got $20 to give you. I'm sorry, I just don't have it. Oh, okay. They're all, and Kurt left me a message yesterday. He said, "Oh, as soon as you don't want to pay me, well, they don't want to know you." I said, "Yep." It's dead right. They only want the money out of you. They're scammers. And I mean, well, that's, but you know, that's they're trying to earn. There's 100 million of them or something. There's no, you know, the economy's pretty bad there. Yeah, so they're trying to earn money. So this is what, you know, I say to people: this is a way to legitimately. It's basically scamming, isn't it? I mean, you're having a beer and a meal with somebody. Yeah, well, you're paying for my meal plus a profit, my drink plus a profit for me. But at least, you know, the guy might, you know, I mean, it's like taking a girl out for a drink. You know, see what I'm saying? It's not just to give me some money for nothing. You want a show? $5 for a show? Oh, fuck. How awful. I mean, why not spend $15, $20 with her and get a bit pissed? Yeah, you want to see, have a bit of fun with it. And instead of just $5 for a show. Yeah, it really just, it just takes it out, doesn't it? So you get to the same place, but just a different way. You see the, you know, it's just, it's, yeah, it's bloody, some of the Filipino girls, some of them, oh my God, they were 27 or 28 years old. Even Asian, when I first met her, I thought, fuck, you are over 16. And I was thinking the other day, yeah, I reckon there'll be a lot of guys going there, fucking pedos, yeah. But, yeah, so I wouldn't talk to Asian at first. It's too fucking young. Okay. She said, "I'm 28. And now I can see it. She looks 28. There's a couple in the other day. Kurt was saying, I can't remember her name. Kurt was saying, "You sure you're over 16? She said, "Yeah, I'm 28. And then she opens up his camera and says, "You look like you're 120. So later on I say, Kurt, I wish I could remember. I think she's hot for you. And poor Kurt probably still thinks that, you know, they like it, you know. They're sexually interested in him. Kurt, forget it. You were there as a money resource and nothing else. I have no illusion about that, you know. It's just, it's just scams. Yeah, we all know it. But the see, I could be all negative about that. Yeah, I could be all negative about bloody Asian taking me for, you know, $45 or whatever. But I figure, well, if she's done that, I've paid her all up about $105, I think. Just because she's a scammer. She's the only one I let scam me. That was it. But I figure, if I've come up with this business idea that could do rather well for $100, yeah, how cheap is that, really? Like, it doesn't even measure on the scale. You know, I might have a business that could be worth millions, and I bought it for $100. That's how I look at it. You know, so do I get all upset and hoity-toity about that? I got angry with her. I thought, oh, fuck you. You know, I was drunk that night. I was like, oh, fuck you, I've had enough of this. Yeah, she hasn't spoken to me since. But yeah, if I've picked up a business for $100, that's got this sort of potential. I can go all over Australia, and 10% of it goes into my fucking bank account. I mean, what's $100? That's, you know, a couple of cab fares into town. But the you see what I'm saying? I mean, I could look at it that way, or I could look at it from the point of view of yeah, fucking bitch, you know, she ripped me off, and I don't look at it that way. It's you know, I took a risk. I said, okay, I'll give you the money, and then yeah, and she could still come through. She said, you know, she was number 120 on the list, and I hope she does, and she'll be just one of the girls. And I'm just helping her out for some reason. Yeah, so, and, you know, having her there, you know, to, like, it's like a subject, it's like, you know, an artist, also 45 minutes. Yeah, it's like painting a picture. I mean, you've got a real person there. It's easy to build a business around them. You paint around them, but if you've got nobody, it's still hard. So, yeah, it's worth the money. Anyway, I've got to go. Talk later. Bye.